Hello again, this is Jasmina. In this video, I'm going to talk about Chinese metaphysics in general. This is basically just in alphabetical order. There's no importance, but these 5 methods are very commonly used today, and they're used for different purposes. And I'm just trying to give you a general overview, so if you have a certain problem, you may have some idea of who to ask. The only thing I do really is Feng Shui, but there are pieces of Baza that are used in Feng Shui. So there are some general problem areas, and they vary from person to person, of course. But one of the really common one is basically feeling lost. You don't know what to do for your career. You may be just starting out in college and don't know what to major in. Or you may have already been in your career for a while and you just say, don't really like it, and you think maybe you haven't chosen the right career. So these kind of things are very common. You can also have uncertainty between 2 or more choices, and if you're lucky, it's between 2 jobs or 2 job offers. There are also questions of when to take action. You may want to get a certain outcome, and you want to know when is a good time to do this. You can also be worried or concerned about the outcome of an action. So let's say you know you want to do something, but what will the result of doing this do to your life? You can even ask questions of things that are beyond your control, that is beyond you as an individual, but maybe it has something to do with society as a whole. There also can be sudden changes in fortune, or maybe you're not making progress. So you have a job and you're doing okay, but you're not earning much more in terms of income. Your income is kind of flat, or maybe you're not getting promotions when you want to or think you deserve it. And of course, there are relationship and health issues of all kinds, and also money problems too. When it comes to the Baza, it is actually pretty good at helping you if you feel lost, because it can tell you a lot about yourself. That's the basic purpose of the Baza. And this can help you whether you don't know what to do or whether you think the career you chose isn't the right one. And it can help you if you're not making progress, because sometimes you're not playing to your strengths. And so maybe you need to change the type of job you are doing in your current, for your current employer. So it may be you don't need to quit your job, you just need to shift it to a different part of the business. This is also good at helping you discover hidden talents, because this basically just has to do with what you're born with in terms of talents and the way you interact with people. But depending on your upbringing, some of this can be lost. And this is what can help you actually discover some hidden talents. I do not do Baza, but I do use just a couple pieces of information from the Baza in Feng Shui, and all practitioners do. Feng Shui can help with sudden changes in fortune. It can help with not making progress. These are oftentimes to do, especially the sudden changes, an annual star can come in, or we can enter a new period, or you've moved, or things like this. I mean, there are sudden changes in your life can create sudden changes in your fortune. And of course, the annual stars, there's nothing you can do about it except cure them or mitigate them. It can help with not making progress because maybe you're not taking advantage of the best places in your house. And it can help with, in general, with any problems that have to do with health, relationship, or finances. In fact, that's what it's designed to do, is to help cure any of these problems. Qi Dunjia is a rather complex system, and it can help with a lot of things. There's even a Qi Dunjia chart, and I usually just abbreviate it as your Qi chart when I talk about Feng Shui. So this is used in Feng Shui too. This can really help if you have uncertainty about two different choices, and when you ask a question, you say, I have job A and job B, and which job should I take for, let's say, becoming upper management first. You have to be pretty specific about what you want. Then Chi Man will tell you which one's the best choice. But this may not be your thing. It may be, oh, which one will give me the most freedom to do my own research, for example. This is something that you have to be quite clear about what you want, not just say which one will be better for me, because that's too vague. It can also help to answer the question when to take an action, or if you are going to take an action, when will the results of the action actually occur. It can help you determine what will happen if you take a certain action. And it can help you in making progress, because sometimes you miss a key problem or a key issue. So I've seen professionals do this, and I don't know whether or not it works because I don't know the people who get to ask the question and there's never any follow-up. But there's often questions with people who own small businesses. One example was a man had a company that produced a certain product that was cheaper than the rest of the market, and there was a lot of interest in it, but he just couldn't get sales. They would be interested and then they just fade away. So he asked what he needed to do to improve the follow-through, or whatever it's called, for making a sale. And so the professional did a reading, and it turned out he needed to do, I think, more webinars, and also make statements like, we have 4 units left, and the number 4 actually came from the Chi Man chart. And if you buy these 4, you can get delivery right away, but if you wait, then you're going to have to wait until more are produced. So this is a marketing type of game. But that number came from the Chi Man chart. It can also tell you what your chances are for having a desired outcome to happen. So you can ask, if will this happen? Some XXX, whatever that is. Will this happen? And if it will, when will it happen? The Xuankong Dagua is designed largely for date selection. You can have good dates and times for certain actions be specified to just you. And this isn't actually that hard to do, but it's also not super easy. It is somewhere in between. And it also tells you some good directions to face for certain activities, and which directions those are vary by period. So we're coming up on a change pretty soon that old good directions won't necessarily be good directions. However, I think that your personal 8 mansions probably wins out over this, and you only get an extra boost if it happens to be in one of your good directions. There are also other effects with directions and landforms that are used in Feng Shui, which I also do use. Then there's the I Ching. I happen to like this particular website because they do a very good job of telling you what your reading means. It is really good for saying, if I do this certain action, what will happen? It's pretty good at this. It also is pretty good at determining things beyond your control, but that have to do with society, like determining the outcome of an election. It has to be fairly specific, though. You can't just say just generally what will happen in an election. You've got to be talking about a specific election. It also can help you understand your current situation. But this all takes a lot of understanding of the I Ching. So you don't get this just from one single reading. You have to practice this for a while before you can interpret what it says. Of course, someone who practices this all the time can do it. I don't do it. I just do it for myself. because I've learned how to interact with it just for me, and I don't trust it to do this for other people. So that's basically it. Please feel free to contact me here if you have any questions. And you can also visit my website to see the services I offer. Thank you again for watching.